Hello everybody, welcome back to our new series, Exclusive Insights, the cars of the Mercedes-Benz Museum, today being our 5th episode. My name is Pádraic Ó Leanacháin, and today I'll be showing only you the 300 SEL 6.3 right behind me. We'll be looking inside it, we'll be opening up the hood. That's something we don't do during our tours. Like I mentioned earlier, normally we are not allowed to touch the vehicles. Nobody's allowed to touch them. The rule is quite clear. But today we're making an exception. In the 1950s, 1960s, Mercedes-Benz concentrated on producing luxurious or super luxurious vehicles. You had the 300 SL Gullwing in the 1950s, up to 1957, followed by the 300 SL Roadster, which we saw earlier, and that was in turn followed by the 230 SL, 250 SL, 280 SL sports cars. But mostly, Mercedes-Benz concentrated on luxurious vehicles. 1967. An engineer here by Mercedes-Benz decided to take the V8 engine out of the 600 Pullman and put it into the SE, and a longer version of it called the SEL, SE long, and squeezed an 8-cylinder V8 cylinder engine into the engine room here, or engine bay, which was actually designed only for a 6-cylinder engine. Let's have a look at that. So the engine is called the M100, taken from the 600 Pullman. 250 horsepower, V8 engine squeezed into the engine bay designed and built for a 6-cylinder inline engine. Here you can see the 2 cylinder heads of the V8. Imagine, look at this, the fuel pump is in the hot V of the engine under these air intake manifolds. The injectors, the fuel injectors themselves, are squeezed in here, shoehorned between the manifold and the valve covers. The space between the fan, the cooling fan and the radiator is just a couple of millimeters, and between the back of the engine and the firewall. I wouldn't like to be the mechanic who had to maintain this engine. This here is the compressor, but unlike the compressors for the engines in previous models, with direct fuel injection, you don't need it. This compressor was used for the air suspension system. And this was not just the fastest four-door sedan or four-door limousine on the roads at the time, it was also the most comfortable. And I'm sorry I'm going to have to keep using these superlatives, the fastest, the most expensive, the most comfortable. But I'm afraid if you come to the Mercedes-Benz Museum, that's what you're going to get. For me, the double headlights, halogen headlights, remind me of diamonds embedded in chrome here. And that's one piece, one small piece of this work of art made of, for me it looks like silver, handcrafted. A gem, piece of jewelry with these long lines, reminding us of the design from Paul Bracq, the high windows. Air suspension system, 1968. The most comfortable limousine you could get at. Top speed, 220 kilometers an hour. You're bombing down the Autobahn, 220 kilometers an hour, with 5 people sitting inside it in the best comfort. Let's have a look inside. Oh, the ease of getting in. I'm not really into sports cars like the SLS. I love AMG, of course, but getting into a car like this, much more elegant. Look at this here. It's like sitting in an armchair in a sitting room. The seats were available also in leather. And if you still have one of those cars with leather seats, they'll probably still have the original leather from the first cars when they were sold. These cloth seats are also original. The Mercedes-Benz vehicles were built to last. So you're driving along the Autobahn, 220 kilometers an hour in your living room or in your sitting room. 4-gear automatic. Electrical windows, this is pure luxury. Central locking system, also a luxury at the time. Nowadays, of course, we've got our the remote control keys. Real wooden dashboard, lots of space here in your glove compartment. Here's just a ventilation system. In North America, the cars were equipped with air conditioning. Softened dashboard from Bella Bereni, who revolutionized car safety, passive car safety with the crash crumple zone, electrical safety doors, sorry. You also have this padded top here, so should you be involved in a head-on collision, it'll soften the blow before it gets to your chest, which is very unlikely to happen because the collapsible steering column is also an innovation from Mercedes-Benz. So with the 300 SEL 6.3, you could carry 5 adult occupants. If you're going on the road going somewhere, you'd probably have some luggage with you. With the 300 SEL 6.3, you've got lots and lots of space. Have a look at that now. I mean, just from the length of the boot, it's quite obvious there's a lot of space here under the lid. So much space, you could carry the equipment for a football team. How deep is that? And by the way, while we're here, this is your filling cap. Was a bit of a gas guzzler. Well, that was the 300 SEL 6.3 today. Premium, luxury vehicle on the road with 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 6.6 seconds with nearly 2 tons. Next week, we'll be having a looking at another Mercedes-Benz vehicle with just pure speed, no luxury. It can get you from 0 to 100 in less than 6.6 seconds. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you'll be able to join us next week. Just tune in.
My mind can't find the words, no, I can't seem to find. But I'm really trying again. Reason, rhyme, and take our time and choose whether we green or yellow, whether we deep or shallow.